Greetings all. Hello, hi. I hope you're treating yourselves well and of course others. This is a current situation reading. Could be with you and someone else or you in general. Perhaps how they feel could come up. We shall see. Lately, the Five of Wands has been showing up, particularly feeling like, of course, where'd they get the knife from, but I think it's more of like you feel like you might have done something in order to cause a sequence of events. Maybe you feel like you're being punished by life in some way with the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. I think that you're seeing some sort of losses or downfalls in some form or fashion, but it's like you're being nice about it. You're trying to smile your way through the situation, but truly, I think things are starting to sink in. The Three of Wands in reverse. You might have had like some serious setbacks happen or occur lately. Maybe in general, the past few months have been kind of difficult, non-sufficient, I'm hearing, or insufficient. You could have had, I'm hearing money laundering, but less serious, I think, would be like maybe you ill spending or not accounting for all of the situations that could have arose. Justice as well. I think you might be changing your lifestyle according to how you can stay afloat at this point. Six of Pentacles is also happening. Perhaps you are being optimistic about your options, or maybe you're just exhausting all your options in a sense of like, how can I make more money, or where can I invest myself more fertily. I think you might have an issue with trusting yourself as of right now. Maybe people are seeing that you might be acting sporadically or out of your character or nature. This is the Six of Pentacles. I think that it's pretty obvious that I don't think you're necessarily coming off in a negative way. I think it's more of like you are making a lot of big decisions and you could be ruffling feathers in a sense of not really willing to bend backwards anymore. Like, and when I say that, I think I mean like you're not wanting to go to the past at all. I don't think you have any interest in any illusions, even if it was like something lighthearted as a misconception or a miscommunication. I think that you're kind of just like, whatever, I'm on this forward motion path, and you could actually be suffering in some way. The Six of Swords, I think that you could be suffering in your own life and unwilling to, you feel like a certain unrest in some form or fashion. Like it's actually pretty bad. You feel something is, you're currently slowly, so it's kind of like agonizingly slow, moving towards something that feels less static. Like I think your past has been irretrievably, I'm hearing negative or bad. So perhaps you've had a lot of people that I'm hearing slept on you. Maybe you have made decisions that you no longer relish. I think you are kind of having to deal with your current state. Like maybe life is throwing you a lot of curveballs right now. Maybe with the Eight of Cups, Jesus. Yeah, there's a lot of walking away. I think that you're having to walk away from yourself as well as other people as of right now. Like it's truly a sense, like you're feeling depleted. I think that you're feeling like, I want to be like held. Like I'm feeling like a strong sense of just like, when is it gonna give? Maybe I give up. I think there's a serious sadness, a depletion. The King of Pentacles in reverse. I think that you see things as monumental right now. Like, even if it is small, it feels like you think about it probably a lot. Like, every step that you make, you're wondering, like, am I spending my time accordingly? Am I making the right moves? I think everything feels pretty detrimental or harsh, very spiky, I'm hearing. With the Lovers on the bottom, there could be a sense of, like, you just wanting it to be soft and warm and fuzzy with people or someone. I think that you're really longing for a certain individual. It could even be like in a family situation, someone that you really got guidance from, or a mentor. It could be like someone that you're not related to. It could be a loved one or someone you're in love with, like a romantic partner, but someone that you've just felt like a lot of passion towards. I think that there is a separation from you right now. I think that you feel like maybe you're walking away from the dire need for love, which is scary. Like, I think you're kind of just feeling a sense of depletion with the ace, or not the ace. Well, I think you are hoping for a new light to show its face at some point, but with the Wheel of Fortune, it's very serious. I think that you see this as like, I might not have ever been this sad before. Like, it might not even be something that you would call ever a depression. I think it could even be just a sense of like, you have looked at all of your options. You're in the field. You're not holding any obstinance. Like, you are willing to grin and bear it at this point. Like, even no matter how uncomfortable you feel in situations, you're willing to exhaust them. Like, you're willing to try a lot of things at this point. I don't think it's desperation, but I think you're more like, I've wanted to do this for this time, or I could have done, like, you have a lot of options in the things that you can be spending your time, or how you could, you could be investing yourself, maybe even money or something like that. But there's just a sense of like, it all seems so profound now that you could feel very emotional to the point where you almost feel numb. I think like you're kind of like, is this the end? Like, it could feel like you are close to the end, like with the Eight of Swords as well. I think there is a strong sense of like, how do I continue on in this place? Like, it's just so much of a feeling of like, the world is hiding from me, or maybe you've had a lot of people hiding stuff from you with the Eight. You see all the moons. I don't know if you can see them clearly, but there's a lot of moons. It's pretty. So you might have been in situations where you felt like you could trust them, or you felt like you were doing the right thing. You felt guided towards them, or it was just something that was comfortable, didn't seem so detrimental, wasn't like a bad lifestyle per se, or wasn't something that you would chalk up to being this bad. But you're in this state right now where you're like, the Wheel of Fortune, I'm at this 10 resting place, and what do I have? I have the Eight of Swords. I have something that's confusing. I don't know where to go next. I feel kind of depleted, but maybe even unloved in a lot of senses. I think, yeah, with the Five of Swords, again, that's the where'd they get the knife from? I think maybe you have said sorry about certain things in life, or have seen where you could have been a better person, or played things better, performed differently, and you're willing to admit that, but maybe things are not getting better through that. You are just seeing like, when will it give? Like, when can I have something? Like, can I have like passion if I can't have anything else? Like, I think that you might have just gotten to a place where you made a lot of decisions. Yeah, with the fives, you made a lot of decisions hoping for better change. I think you're in a transformational period. 5-5 could be something, 85, 10-15. there's just a sense of like you striving for better, you thinking that you're doing the right thing, and it just like toppling down on you consistently, or you being portrayed poorly, or maybe you just like truly miss someone with the Four of Wands. Oh my gosh. Maybe you don't know how you feel about a situation where your feelings overcome your mental state. Like, you might feel very conflicted about something. 54 could matter, or 45, 44 could matter. But I think that there's a serious sense of like you just feeling so like you understand there's cycles in this world. So being sad comes and goes, being happy comes and goes. You learn from a lot of things, so you understand a lot of things about life, but you feel extremely depleted right now. I think you feel very much like a wounded, maybe you're like taking time to understand the situation better, or reassessing things in the best way that you can. Like, you could have taken a hit in some way, socially, financially, verbally, mentally, something. There was a distraction, but more so in a sense of like it happened to you. You didn't like distract yourself. You could feel like what have I been doing this whole time in life? But I think as of right now, something is actually like, say if you were a castle, something has breached your fort. Like, they've tried to attack. And I think with the Fool, you're just at this point, like, you feel like stars in your eyes, like that little I think you just feel like almost dizzy. You're like, if everything's gonna just like beat the shit out of me, then I'm just gonna go with it. Like, I want to return to happiness. I want to return to love. I want the people that I care about. If you don't have a lot of people that you care about right now, I think you are like, please spawn people that I can love and cherish, and sink my feelings into. Like, I think that there's just so much desperation for newness and the ability to thrive in situations again. I think you've just felt like cursed, or like there's not a sense of depression at all. It's more of just like a beaten up, like you just like you might have relieved a lot of toxins lately. Maybe you're going through like a detox or something. I think that people are really proud of you if that's the case. But there's just a really big sense of taking the reins of your life and feeling like, even though you have taken the reins, you feel like almost out of control, or you feel like the fact that you are trying maybe is to no avail, or you're seeing a lot of issues right now. The Knight of Rods, which is confusing. You could just be feeling like, where do I even go? The Knight of Wands is what it would be. So I'm thinking like you have a lot of ideas towards the things that would maybe be prosperous or beneficial in your life. I think that you're very intelligent in your sphere. Like, if you don't know a lot of things, you definitely know yourself very well in your environment. And I think that maybe that's like what's saddening you, is that you feel really humbled right now by life. Because this card is really pretty, and it's a leg, and it's the Fool, which is an omen that I really like. I truly do love the Fool card. Oh, and the Lovers again. You've got a repeating Lovers card. So there's a lot of love to be had, I think, through this. Oh my God. And the Wheel of Fortune on the bottom as well. You got the Wheel of Fortune before. So these all signify a very, very strong new beginning. I think that you're feeling this depletion because maybe you needed more firm ground. Maybe even if your situation wasn't terrible, or you spent a really long time and cherished it, I think that there was a need for disrupting the roots in some way so you could grow in a different form or faster. There was a stagnancy that maybe you weren't identifying, and it seems like almost you're being just like left and left, right, all that stuff. Maybe you feel like you're making poor moves, or like you're feeling like, I'm hearing a screwball, but like just like kind of a dunce, maybe like kind of ditzy, maybe not feeling so smooth. I think that I think true love is definitely seeking you right now. I think that you may be tested with a lot of things in your life coming up in the next few months or days or weeks. I think that in order for growth, I think that you are being fully tested once more with this would be the Two of Swords, and the color is super pretty. So I think you might be tempted to do fall back into behaviors, or invited to understand behaviors that you wouldn't want to happen to yourself. Like maybe you were ongoing in something in your life that you didn't see as negative, or you didn't perceive as it being a negative thing because you didn't mean any harm, or you didn't prescribe to any malice in the situation. But if you were to put it in a situation where you would be someone receiving that situation, like if you were in another person's place in that same predicament, you're starting to see other people's perspectives and adjusting your behavior. Humble is coming to mind a lot. I think that it's coming more naturally. I think that you are shining in a sense of like, your humbleness feels better on you. I think that maybe you're having, like you might be sweating more for some reason, so your skin is looking better. I think that you just are seeing results in a sense of physical nature. Maybe even if it's not like super positive, you could just be understanding that like when you consume certain things, your body reacts a certain way. It's just you're becoming more accustomed to how you function and taking on those needs, and that obviously looks better in a lot of ways, and it gives you something to do. And I think there's a lot of decisions that you're having to make, and a lot of time taken away from you. I'm hearing like maybe you feel like you have been stalled or depleted. It could be by time or others. Maybe you felt like others have wasted your time, or just like in the end it felt like, what was this all for? With the swords, the Ten of Swords, I think you kind of are like, what was it all for? And I think the answers are coming. I think they're around the corner. There might not be such obvious feelings right now. I think it might be all very I think you might be in this daze. Like I think that you're searching for answers and you're positive in nature, and there's just a sense of regrowing yourself, regrowing limbs. Like if someone maybe really hit you where it hurts, or you might have actually had like a lot of illnesses recently, or maybe you're starting to see that you are not as ill lately, and you're starting to identify what's best for your body and how you function better. Because I mean, everyone's different, and just figuring it out on your own. I think you're coming to a lot of conclusions, maybe even harsh or not, but I think people are wanting to communicate with you, and even if it goes poorly, I think that it will give you solace in a lot of ways. Like if you communicate with people, maybe it will be less scary in the future to communicate in the same way. Like you don't have to get good results, and maybe over time it won't matter whether or not you get good results. I think that there's just a sense of a desensitizing for you right now, and it could be very harsh. It could sting a lot. This could be a very painful time. Keeping yourself busy is useful, and you gotta know, Olivia. What it do, motherfuckers? Pile 2. Nice of you to join us. This is the current state of things, current situation, perhaps how people feel. It certainly feels as though you have been balancing out your emotions with the temperance through getting to the bottom of a situation, or it's through an understanding of some sort. Maybe you have seen multiple sides of something or understanding multiple sides, so it better leads you to conclusions or framing a situation better in your life so that you can deal with it more accurately. I think you are definitely depleting the unwanted emotions and adding in, like, I'm hearing serendipity. There's like a cleansing of psyche or aura, mentality, Ace of Pentacles. I think you are feeling kind of granted the ability to let go of certain situations. So you're finding that the Page of Cups in reverse, like maybe things were foiled. Maybe you decided to spend time a certain way. I think that you're just seeing the lightness of letting go, understanding where people's deficits lie and where you're able to float on. Perhaps you enjoy Modest Mouse because they're amazing, but I think that there's a serious sense of like the Hanged Man. You could have felt trapped or taken for granted advantage of, just like needlessly ravaged. I think that you are seeing like why has life been so difficult? Why do I have just bad memories? The Six of Cups in reverse. I think that you're kind of like sulking, but maybe like it's not a bad negative, like it's never a good thing to dwell in bad feelings, but maybe you have dealt with so many things in life, and getting out those emotions is very necessary. So you might need to cry or let go of things whatever way that you healthy can. Maybe if you have like cleansing, like cleaning your house, deep cleaning your house, getting rid of certain items, maybe lightening your load somehow, therapy, just talking to certain people, getting advice. There's a sense of maybe your home has really made you feel a certain type of way. I'm looking at this, it's like a castle in the background. So maybe it was a situation that you really enjoyed or thought that you would always want or need or be a part of, but it's starting to turn into a mess or a rut or an errand. It might not even be so negative, but it's feeling more negative as time goes on with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. I think that there's a sense of wearing down on your kindness, and you don't really necessarily like that. Like there's a whole array of emotions coming from the fact that you are trying to better yourself and how that is affecting your surroundings. I think that the King of Wands in reverse, you could have like put on a show for people, been very charismatic, very outgoing, put on a spectacle, was very open, just on display perhaps, and you're kind of withdrawing. The King of Cups in reverse, maybe you've been had or took a hit of some sort, or maybe you just start falling back to figure out what best suits your next phase in life. Like you could just be tired of acting a certain way or being affected by your surroundings. Like it could be negative in a serious way or not, but I think you are like not seeing the merit and hanging out as much, being around as much, or being as open or casually open, maybe not giving out what you're doing or how you're doing so frequently. Like if you're going through it, maybe seeing how you can let go of these serious emotions before you communicate all the things that you're going through. I think you are just studying yourself more, and it's coming at the price of seeing where your devils, your demons, your skeletons have lied. Like maybe you have a few skeletons in the closet in regards to people. Maybe you have let certain people walk on you or continue to deter your actions, in a sense of like they hold negative space in your mind. You don't wish ill will on them or have anything negative to say towards them. Maybe there's certain people that you're trying to let go of, but they still hold severity in your life for some reason. They have to be around you, or you have to continue to talk to them, or you just feel like you have to talk to them for some reason. There's just a certain sense of neglect. Eight of Pentacles in reverse. I think you feel like maybe you've neglected yourself at the price of others. Maybe you feel like you've put on a suit, or like I'm hearing a suit and tie. So maybe it's just you've taken yourself seriously, or you've taken other people more seriously than you should have. Maybe it was all fun and games until it wasn't, or like it's all been like a serious, the death card as well. I think you're always trying to move forward. You've always been in it to like better your life, and maybe you're a really hard worker, maybe very good at investing in yourself and others, but some cracks have formed in places that they were once sturdy. Maybe you're needing to readjust your foundation. Like I'm hearing like disrupt the roots. I think that there's a need to spawn new attitude towards the things that you're about to be put through, or the things that you have been going through. You are in search of something, the Tower in reverse on the bottom. I think that there's a search for where you need to give and take. I think you are stable in some way of your life, if it's emotional or financially. There's another thing in you, even like friendship wise, or the ability to like hold your life together. Like maybe you have money but you can't hold a home. Like maybe your place looks empty, or you're in disarray, or you just like have a hard time holding yourself together in some way where you shine in so many other ways. I think that is keeping a cycle going. I'm hearing the Judgment card. I think that either you're giving people too many chances, like there's these two X's on top, which it's the 20th card, but I'm hearing like two strikes. So I think maybe you're feeling like you're on thin ice and you're adjusting your behavior, maybe in order to get more money or to look better in some form or fashion. Maybe you're after something. Maybe you feel like you're chasing after something to no avail, or like you could be chasing after something that you won't stop. Like I'm hearing that it just seems like the Nine of Wands, you feel guided by life in a lot of ways, that you can have so many things topple down on you. You can have it all come crashing down. I think that it's really hard to shake your I'm hearing pig-headed, but I think that's like in a endearing way. I think that there's a sense of like if something bucks, you're gonna buck back. There's a strong sense of fertility in your mind. Maybe you feel as though you are destined or bound to do a certain thing with the Ace of Wands. Maybe you really enjoy night lights of some sort, like a night light in your room, and or like mood lighting, fireflies, stars in the sky. Maybe you really enjoy, like, when you go to a place that has not a lot of light pollution, it almost looks like the sky is a dome when you can see all the stars. Maybe you're wanting to go chase after stars of some sort, or like the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Maybe you're trying to do, there's some sort of memory that you have there. maybe there is a sense of you being distracted by shiny things and feeling as though you're kind of dimming your light with the things that you invest your time in. With the star card in reverse, I think maybe you're feeling a sense of urgency as of lately, but you don't understand why. Like, you could be kind of okay in a lot of senses. I think that you could have a lot of things going for you in life. Like, there's not a lot bad, but when something goes negatively, it might really just kind of like rock you. Like, you could feel like you just got a rock to the dome. Like, yeah, sorry. I feel like you might just feel like you just got like a fist to the dome. So with the Queen of Wands in reverse, I think there's a sense of you that is trying to battle your past, whether it be the person that you were. Maybe you're feeling like you need to hide yourself in ways where you were more open at one point, or maybe you're doing that because of the people you surrounded yourself with at one point. Maybe people that were bad are coming back to haunt you, or you're plagued with a certain person or a mentality. I think that something in your past life, in essence, like, just like you might have changed a lot in the recent past, or you've just been changing a lot through life. So through that, you've maybe let a lot of people go, and it's caused a lot of tension and or just a lot of curiosity about where you're going next. The Empress in reverse, I think maybe people have seen you go through a lot of phases in life, so there's a lot to, they're like, where people are wondering, like, where are you gonna go next with the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Maybe you've had a really hard time, maybe you haven't. You could have had an unexpected pregnancy or unexpected turmoil of some sort. Maybe something that you spent a lot of time and effort on just kind of crumbled. You could have just had like a lack of understanding for situations, and you wish you had spent your resources better now that you know better. I think that there's a second chance coming for you, because truly you feel a sense of like oneness with the things that you're trying to accomplish or the things you're going towards right now. It doesn't have to be like a life purpose, but if you feel like an inkling to clear things up, do something, go about down a path, even if it seems really random, if you feel like stopping doing something for a second, or talking to something or someone, starting something up, it doesn't have to be big, or it can be. Four of Swords, I think that this is a good time to start, even if it's like a small thought that keeps on popping up in your head. Maybe just like spend some time on it. Maybe if you're thinking about like getting something, or like starting a lifestyle habit, maybe just like start it out. Or if you're wanting to get up earlier, just try that out, and like starting soon. I think that there's a need to just like, you have been in a certain place for a while, if it's a mindset or a state of being, like a place around certain people. I think that you're starting to feel the weight of maybe other people's opinions or other people's environment starting to lag on you or drag you down in some sense or fashion. There's a heaviness that is really proving to with the moon as well, and I think that there's a heaviness to that's kind of weighing down on your mental state right now. Maybe you are feeling sort of like, I deserve different or better. When can things be easier? How have I messed up so badly that I'm at this place? Even if you don't have like the worst life ever, it might just feel like you're just really unsatisfied with the way things are going as of right now. I think that there is comfort comfort maybe in if people are really negative around you or being really salty, just go with the flow out of that situation as easily as you can. If it's like a work situation and people are negative, try to disassociate from them, or just if you can get different hours, or just try to adjust what you have as of right now. It just seems like maybe there's a lot of negativity, maybe even paranoia, in the sense of like people are ganging up on you, or you not knowing who is true to you or who is your friend. Maybe things have been confusing. Maybe you have a reason to be a little bit in disarray of these sort of feelings, but truly people have shown different sides of themselves, so you're kind of walking on thin ice or eggshells. It's not really so heavy as like you feel like your day-to-day is ominous, or maybe it does seem kind of like you just feel like you want better for your life, and you're not willing to cater to anything. I think that you're starting to just see that. Like, I think you're starting to see, like, I really don't want to cater to listening to garbage anymore. Maybe your media you were taking in is no longer suiting your lifestyle. Maybe you are actually willingly taking on easier habits because you're changing other things. The 10 of coins, I think things might be falling into place for you soon in the near future. But that comes at, it just might not seem like that's what's happening right now. I think that you're in a highly emotional period of time, and if you can just keep your cool for this point in time, that things will kind of sort themselves out. I think that there's a serious sense of chaos. You have the 10, so it doesn't seem like you have to make, and it's the coins as well, which is like in the earthly pentacles. It are of the earthly realm usually, or just like more action form or driven. So I think that there's just a strong sense of like the next step is you making sure that you can emotionally handle what you have, knowing that you will probably have those things come up to you again. You will have to deal with the things that you've dealt with probably throughout your whole life. So getting them emotionally stable, or getting yourself in order emotionally, so that it's just a sense of like you knowing yourself in order to make the best decisions forward, because you have a lot riding on the fact that you might deserve the world, you might have a lot going for you, and through the tough times you can't feel such a harshness even on yourself or others. Like, just I think that there's a serious sense of like you get really put out when you get put out. You know, you see this cup, and say if you were to flip it over and be in like a negative mood, maybe the whole room can feel it. Maybe your whole environment kind of shifts. Like, it almost seems like a storm is coming when you feel bad, or if you're not feeling it. Maybe you need to like kind of take the reins on that. Maybe not show your emotions so much, or not want to rain your emotions out on people, you know, like, because say like this cup is holding a city, and you would be like dumping out everything if you were to like tip the emotional cup over, because cups are emotions in sense. So it's like you need to be stable, or you might actually lose some things. You might it's just, you have a lot coming up for you. It's going to be great. I think that there's a lot of emotional fulfillment. You obviously have a city inside of the opportunities of things you could feel. So I think that it's bountiful. I think that there's no stopping how good things could feel for you if you can just manage to not harbor any resentment, or even just like keeping your hubris down. Maybe you feel as though you are amazing. Like, you really enjoy yourself, you really love yourself. So there's a sense of like, don't tip over your own cup. Like, you got to keep it steady. You got to keep your love for yourself humble and true. You need to keep your creativity flowing. You don't want your waters to get murky inside your cups. You want your city to have clean environments. And it's just a matter of like keeping your emotions steady. Even inside your head, don't allow the negatives. Like, don't feed into hate speech, or like, you know, hating certain things about yourself or your environment. I think maybe understanding, letting things go when they need to be gone. The one of wands, the ace of wands, but it's rods. I think that you might have a lot of mental plights that you thought you had overcome, and it's just kind of like lingering, or maybe not. Maybe it's just like people that randomly get under your skin and you're like, what is that about? Like, maybe you might be really stable in almost every sense, but just certain things randomly get you riled up. So I think that 5, 6, 7, yeah, there's just a sense of maybe not seeing the next step, and that could be kind of irritating or invigorating. There's just a need to keep your head up, keep your sights steady, plan as you go, and keep your emotions steady. Like, don't freak out, don't flip out. It's going to be okay. Just give it time. If you feel like everything is like, if you feel like you've, like, not even emotionally, but you feel like things are just crashing down, just give it time, breathe. Give it time, and you got this. You got to know I love you.